Hello, my name's Meredith McCarthy. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist based in Wellington, New Zealand, and I'm passionate about talking about anything to do with hypnotherapy. Today's topic is about direct suggestion, so buckle up. I hope you enjoy this one. Welcome back. If you have listened to the first session, we talked about the importance of language and how hypnotherapy is a language-based modality. I want to talk a little bit more about what direct suggestion is and how we might implement that in a client session. So, words that change minds, we really need to be mindful about how we place our words in a client session. And it's not just about when they're hypnotized, it may be even in conversation that we need to think about how we frame something and how we can support that client in the change that they wish to seek. Now, diving into the direct suggestion, those are clear, confident phrases that we use to speak directly to the subconscious mind. Now, while indirect suggestion is wonderful for bypassing resistance, direct suggestion is a powerful way of getting clarity and certainty that is needed. A lot of people prefer to hear in a hypnotic session, from now on, you find yourself every time you would normally have had that cigarette feeling so much happier without it. So this is a very direct statement and a direct suggestion. A lot of people want that. They want that clarity of position. And without that, they may feel that it's not powerful enough. So a lot of indirect suggestion, we're going to be covering a little bit about what indirect suggestion is in another episode. But when we're looking at direct suggestion, you're not guessing anything. It is very, very precise about what it is that they're going to experience post the session. So when we're looking at the idea of the analogy of setting coordinates, it's where the person is going to head, and it's a direct suggestion to outcome. So key points that I want to cover today. Let's look at what direct suggestions actually are. They are clear, outcome-focused statements given during hypnosis, usually delivered during the deepening or the change phase of the session. They work by offering the subconscious mind a new instruction or belief. So some of these examples that you can use are, you are now free from smoking. So there's no real question of what that really means. They're free of smoking. So you're not saying you might find it's easier and easier to quit smoking. That's very passive language. So it's a very direct, you are now, bringing it into the now, you are now free from smoking. You feel calm and in control in social situations. Each day, your confidence grows stronger. Why are these important? When you use direct suggestions with a client to deepen this trance of being receptive to this new way of being, this is really important because the client has come in there to promote change. They don't want to stay the same. That's what they're here for. They want to see change happen. So when there's clarity and focus that the client needs to enhance, direct suggestion is a really good way of going about that. So for sleep, for pain relief, anxiety, there are many things that direct suggestion can be really useful to use. When reinforcing also goals and post-hypnotic responses, it could be a sports goal or a wellness goal. It could be doing well in exams. So if we have someone who wants to be better at exams and they get anxious, or in the past they used to get anxious, a direct suggestion might sound like, and as soon as you sit down to that exam, your mind is clear, calm, and focused. The thoughts come easily from your mind to the paper, or if they're doing an exam online, to the keyboard. Your words and ideas flow easily answering all the questions with ease. So when we're looking at, there's no doubt what that actually means. So it's setting the client up for direct sort of success in that client session. When the client has already done insight or emotional processing, and they're ready to receive that really direct suggestion, that's a good way of placing it. So it might be towards the end as you're bringing them out into the world again from that session. You might then embed very, very direct suggestions that they can act upon when it's time. It comes into the post-hypnotic suggestion space. So from now on, what is that they want to experience? From now on, you are feeling happy and contented with your job because you know that it's a stepping stone to the next thing that you're going to achieve. So these are very direct suggestions based upon the client's want. Now, it's not about pushing something that the client doesn't want. This is really important. When we're dealing with a direct suggestion, you don't really want to enter resistance with the clients. It's usually something the client has already agreed that that's what they want as an experience. So in that way, you have permission to then repeat that back, mirror that back, their words of the things that they want as an outcome. Why do they work? Let's look at this for a moment. So the subconscious responds to repetition, rhythm, and authority. In trance, the critical mind is relaxed and the suggestion goes in deeper. So direct suggestions help to create new neural pathways and positive expectation loops. So we talked about that in the last session. If you didn't catch that, you can have a look at it later. But why this sort of is effective, let's look at this. The use of present tense, you are, you will, is not quite there yet. So you are. From now on, you are. You will suggests that it's somewhere in the future. It hasn't happened yet. So if we want to bring it into present tense and we're using direct suggestion, you are now able to. You are now going to. You are capable of. These are important. So it's getting that now tense. Keep it simple and positive. So say what you want, not what you don't want. So this is important. If you say you're not going to get anxious anymore, it's probably not as shiny as you could make it. So you're going to feel calm and confident when you stand up and talk to all those people. Say it with confidence and warmth as well. So when we're guiding someone through, the meaning behind the tone of delivery is everything as well. So when you're saying it with confidence, they start to feel that confidence embedding of that direct suggestion. Repeat the suggestions using slightly varied phrasing to layer that belief. I also often will say, you are now strong enough to make all the changes necessary for you to have the best life. And you say that to yourself. You are now strong enough to make all the changes necessary to have a good life. You are now strong enough to make all the necessary changes to have a good life. I might say that literally, just letting that client ponder on that, thinking about that, embedding that, imagining that. This is very powerful. So we can repeat it like that, or we can be a little bit more playful. And it's amazing how every day those little choices that you make just end up helping you in so many wonderful ways, in ways that just allow you to feel happier and happier in your life. And it's amazing, this happiness, it starts to become a wonderful pattern of a way of being for you, because the changes you've made today make sense on that level that just does. And when things make sense, it just happens more easily, doesn't it? So we can begin to play with these statements, we can dance with those words, and it's very direct suggestion, it's going in. I had a client who came to me for a sleep issue, and she tried everything, supplements, listening to podcasts around helping her to sleep, counting sheep, all of those things, and nothing was helping. So one of the things that I like to use in those cases is your mind now knows how to let go of the day. You drift deeper into restful sleep with ease. As soon as your heavy, heavy head relaxes into the pillow with the intention of sleeping, sleep comes easily. Each night, it gets easier and easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, these direct suggestions are very important. It makes that client feel more confident that they can achieve that, and there is a building of it. Reinforcing that suggestion is magical. So I use often the pillow as a positive anchor when it comes to sleep. So it's nice to have things within the environment that you can utilize, that you know that they're going to have. Most people sleep with pillows, or maybe a nice blanket. It may be that I've asked the client, what is it that you do like about hopping into bed? They might go, oh, I love it when I've put the electric blanket on. It's a cold night and it just warms me and that relaxes me. And I'm like, good, I'm going to use that. So in the hypnosis, I might say, and as you go into bed, especially in the winter, with that nice warm bed, because you put the electric blanket on, because you want yourself to relax, you find that now it becomes a wonderful switch to your mind, that as soon as you relax into that warm bed, sleep comes naturally and easily to you. It becomes easier and easier to relax deeper and deeper. So these are the things that we can start to really work on with our clients to add value, to find out what's going on in their world, what are they doing that actually does help, but can we enhance that in some way? So I invite you to maybe do a brainstorm and write down some direct suggestions that you might want to embed in your own life, or perhaps if you are working with clients, work on those direct suggestions and sort of see how you go with it, remembering bringing it into the now from now on, or you can every time you. So it's very, very direct. It's not maybe, it's not passive language. It's really, this is what happens from now on. If you're curious about studying clinical hypnotherapy, you can check out the diploma course that we have online, nzach.ac.nz. I'd love to have you on board. It is a 1,000-hour diploma course, and I really get excited about journeying people through these different understandings of hypnosis and how to apply them with clients. Now, we will be back for another episode. So next time on Talk Time, we're going to explore indirect suggestions. So those subtle story-driven ways to influence the subconscious through metaphor, ambiguity, and embedded commands. So if you're interested in that, come on board next week, and I'd love to be your guide. Thank you for tuning in. Ka kite.